there. Greg or Stephanie, is that you?
No, that's
Oh, is that Ally?
Yeah.
So Greg and Stephanie are not on.
Give it, oh, it is 6 o'clock.
I can tell you about the alcohol. Still call to order.
I'm gonna call them.
Let's start. Okay, Parks and Rec meeting, July 18th. Audience of citizens, we have someone on Zoom?
No, Ally, you wanna try giving them a call real quick?
Yeah, I'll call them now.
Okay, I gotta turn my volume up.
Okay, we don't have anybody, no audience citizens.
The audience of citizens for the record was supposed to be Greg and Stephanie.
Yeah,
They are requesting
right, I saw. that.
alcohol for her first birthday at Timberland.
And they were planning to be here, or?
They had planned to be on Zoom. I sent them the link. So we'll see if Ally gets through to them. Well, other than that, we can just do a little minutes.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Al,
Okay, so I have a motion to approve the minutes June 13th.
Make a motion to approve the June 13th meeting minutes. I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. Okay, consent agenda, so. Greg and Stephanie Fortunato were going to be here, they're not here. And so there is a consent agenda item for them to, have a first birthday party at Timberland Park, to alcohol, get the insurance.
they were very nice, very organized. They came in with their check, they came in with their paperwork filled out. They know they have to get insurance. They're already aware of that.
Giving you a call.
Right, I know Greg grew up in town.
Emailed you the Zoom link
So
for
they have to
meeting,
meet.
to approve your alcohol request for your
No,
daughter's
they don't have to.
birthday party.
So can I have a motion to accept the consent agenda item 3A?
Make a motion to accept
All right.
consent agenda item 3A.
All right, Christine, second?
I second.
Thank you. Okay, any discussion on that?
Any concerns, Jen?
No, they
Okay.
seem good. If they come on, we can just say that, you know, we just want to talk to them, get to know them.
Sure.
I'm not concerned at all.
Okay. With that, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay, Steve's not here, Parks and Ground. Report.
Steve's not here, his report's in there, so. Any questions, you can ask him in October when he's back.
I'd just like to add that I talked to Steve earlier in the week. He had said Parks and Ground went to Friendship Place and did a lot of maintenance work there. We went there and looked at it and they did. It's really nice. It's like really well cleaned up. They washed the walkways, the brick, the xylophone thing, the whole playscape, weeded. The phones got freshened up. It still needs carpet repairs and still needs paint. And I guess painting is on facilities. Otherwise, it looks great. I mean, and they killed all the weeds on the fence, the vines. Killed them and cut them all back, so. Nice looks to it.
That's great. I'll just bring up that, Newington, as Jen and Debbie know, Steve knows, Steve's following up this week. Because after Newington's extravaganza, but Newington, had a pool committee. The pool committee just passed, a plan of renovation, replacement of Mill Pond Pool Complex for $12 million. They said they're sending it to the council to go for referendum in Newington in November, so just FYI. Steve is gonna follow up after Newington's extravaganza later next week. These guys know Billy and all that, so. So we'll have more information. It's just good information to understand what they ended up doing. They looked at a lot of options. When I read a report, which was not complete, but I did read parts of it. did talk about environmental issues, water and things like that. You know, Mill Pond is kind of in a wetlands area where they are. So what the $12 million renovation is, I can't tell you, but I know it does include a splash pad, making everything ADA accessible. And you know, brand new facility pool for a gunite pool inside of the existing facility. I believe that's the two options, and I'm not sure which one was 12 million, it's higher price one. So they're following up, we'll have more information, but I think it'll be good information as they go through to more in depth. Okay, anything else? Oh,
So I asked Jen about the Pistol Creek policy and
That's under, that's
I
on
know.
the agenda.
Huh?
That's on the agenda.
right,
Okay.
we're gonna get to that, right, so I'm sorry.
Anything on grounds?
On grounds, you good? Everybody's good? Any issues at Sage from the pickle festival, other than, you know, I know they ran out of park, you
Just
know,
the fact that they reached out to us way too late
Yeah.
and they didn't really have a plan B if we had booked events and had to say no. So we have a meeting internal with everyone involved this next week. Kind of iron out what needs to be done for something like this. and that.
Part two. See, was at that meeting, I heard he's asked for the,
Jeff asked for a meeting with the town. I'm not sure who he's meeting with. We're meeting internal as just staff. So,
but
but I think Arosh might be inviting Jeff to our meeting, or we might be having our meeting and then having a meeting with Jeff. I'm not sure. Cause ours is planning and zoning, PD, me and Steve.
probably a good idea,
Yeah,
but no damage at Sage from the parking, right?
No.
Okay, good.
so from an event perspective for the Lions Club, I guess next year they're gonna know, right? It's a big deal.
well, we were told something else, you know, initially for
Yeah.
numbers.
Uh-huh.
So, because we don't normally rent out such big event
Yeah.
using the full fairgrounds. And I think we gave it to All Night Grad, all the entire fairgrounds, but that's a good thing. We never rented. Last year we had the Connecticut, Made in Connecticut Expo, and it was very small. It wasn't nowhere near this thing. This thing used the fairgrounds.
the deputy chief said that on Saturday, it was like the Berlin Fair in population, and they had 3 cops on, not all on at the same time. Because based on their numbers, that's what they were going with.
Right.
Yeah,
That's what we were told too, and,
Yeah.
so we weren't really, there wasn't a lot of things for us to do, we rent out the fairgrounds, basically it's run by our rentals committee, which is basically 2 guys.
Yeah.
And, they just basically open the gates, oversee, watch out for stuff, that's it. And then these crowds came in, it was just like, it got crazy. We had gates locked, we had to run down, and the people that had the keys for them were there, we had to cut the locks, so the police cut the lock, it was crazy. And then with everyone parking in the neighborhoods
Yeah,
and walking, and then posting it on Facebook,
Yeah.
right.
brutal. Yeah. So hopefully they've learned something from this, the event planner. It's the same person that runs the Made in Connecticut Expo. And I guess they wanna get prepared for the next thing.
yeah, and they're not arguing any of the bills, so we're billing them for Sage Park, the police is billing
Yeah,
them.
yeah, Right,
Traffic control officer actually called them to give them a heads up before he sent them the bill, and they're like, no, we understand, it was on us, we'll pay it.
Yeah.
So at least that part is.
Yeah, that's good, that's good to
is
hear
going
that.
well.
What would have fun with pickles, right?
People
I
love
don't know if it was so much about that.
Most of the
pickles.
trucks were there.
There was over 40,
Yeah.
Friday, I think I talked to Jeff, he said he had 40 applications, and then he shows up and there's more trucks.
154 vendors.
wow.
That's just insane. And, there was a lot of samples being given out, but once the crowds came, the lines were just too long. You gotta wait in line to get a couple of 3 pickle chips.
Yeah.
They said they put pickle stuff on everything, like on a candle, they would put a pickle stick on a sticker
Oh,
or
yeah,
something.
no.
There was a lot of just your regular food truck vendors who added one item that added
Right.
pickles, like, I'm a pizza truck, but one pizza's gonna have pickles on it.
Right,
So,
that was very popular, and I saw a lot of people,
Yeah.
I didn't try it, but yeah, that was very popular. I had to pick advice for this.
How was it?
Actually, it was really good.
All right.
They had liquor there, they had beer, they had. a
Was it
few
good?
Bars.
Did you try the beer?
I had pickle margarita, I
Yeah.
had tried pickle beer. I wine, whatever, so they were really,
Yeah,
and everything was swipe cards, just like the fair.
Yeah,
No cash.
so,
Some took cash.
No, they did.
so what do the Lions do when they win? Just charge a fee?
Yep. We unlock it, and that's it. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Don't use our electricity.
Yeah.
Everyone was on generators. I think that caused some issues for them because they had a refrigerated truck that wasn't.
Health department definitely shut down some things.
Yeah, he was getting.
There was one defrosting meat in the sun.
Our health department, you know, Rocky Hill, they're not really staffed for things like this.
No.
He shows up with like Saturday morning with 8 people. And none of them wanna work, they all, you know,
It's hot.
yeah, it's hot. He's cranky, Jeff's on the phone with me, I haven't had my coffee, this is ridiculous. He's got like all those applications to go.
well, it seems Sunday was run better. You know, say
Yeah.
up Saturday, so,
Less complicated.
okay, Parks and Rec, monthly report.
There you go, any questions?
Hot
It's hot.
summer,
Always
hot summer.
Good, the staff is doing a great job, both the camp staff and. It's hot, it's tough. Well, we modify at camp, we modify activities, we get them inside, we rotate them in, we have air conditioning, so. They do some stuff outside, but seems to be working well.
And I saw you posted, so you're trying to do American Red Cross.
Yep.
Lifeguard training again. Any signups yet?
One, yep, And Matt-
Six?
we need, yeah, Red Cross requires 6, Matt is pushing it at, like swim team. Cause there's a lot of, kids that are on swim team that swim at the high school, so I was trying to make a big push. He's hoping at least 2 more from there, so, you know. It's always like, is it the timing, or people like on vacation, but that's really the only time to fit it in, because, yeah, swim lessons other than that, so,
You got a pool.
yeah.
Someone posted on Facebook, and I know we discussed it, usually at some point, maybe it was at a council meeting before. That, perhaps we could, to encourage kids from Berlin, or people from Berlin to sign up, that we reimburse them if they come as a lifeguard next year, not reimburse them right away. If they take the course, then we reimburse them next year. Any thoughts on that? Because I would go to council and ask for the money. It'd be less than $1,000, it's $1,225.
Well, if we had max, it'd be $1,200. So that, I'd have to
Yes,
I'd
you
have
get the
to
max,
put
so-
it in, I'd have to put it in the budget.
Right. Any thoughts on that? How do you guys feel? As again, if Berlin kids.
Well, for soccer, for referees, you know, we give them, it's probably not to cover the total cost, but it's it's a decent amount, as long as they referee next year. Right, so, I mean,
And you wait till next year to.
Yeah.
I like that idea. My daughter Maria took advantage of that. She got her right, and she got reimbursed.
We are the lowest cost around for this class.
Yeah, our class is cheap, it's
Cheap
way,
compared
it's
to
probably
others.
half the one. Other than New Britain, it's really low ball. Ours is just to barely cover our expenses, so most time it's like $2. Well, I mean, my thing is, what about the Berlin kids who can't do this, who get it somewhere else and then come in? Like, you're gonna just leave them, I mean, then you kind of get crazy, like, you're gonna reimburse
Or
everyone.
somewhere else.
Cause they can't do it now, they take it over the winter.
Maybe we set this would be the
But
reimbursement.
the other thing is, so say we get 6 kids and I don't need to hire 6 kids, now are people gonna go, well, I was gonna get reimbursed? I'm not guaranteeing jobs to
No.
people.
Yeah,
Well, you have that consideration, cause
Yeah.
that's, Donna, trust me, the way I have to deal with people,
Because
that's,
if
they're
we're
gonna come
gonna-
back and say that.
If
so
we're gonna
that-
do this,
Yeah,
you wanna publicize it, I assume.
right.
If
But
you
to encourage,
publicize
but
it,
there would be
yeah,
no
I mean, there's
guarantee.
no guarantee that
Yeah.
you're
There's
gonna
no
get a job.
guarantee to get a job,
Right.
because you might have more, absolutely.
Right.
But if you're successful in getting the job, we would reimburse you the 155.
I like what Greg said, where it's not the full, they don't do the full amount, they do part of it.
Yeah, I don't know what the amount is, but I mean, because the
I like that
referee
better
fees
than
went
doing the
up.
full amount.
I'll go
Well, if
look
it
at it.
costs more for other places, I'm saying that would be the max 155. Again, it's $1,200, you know, a little bit more than that maybe. Or
So,
right, the max.
But only for this class.
Right,
Not
take
if they
this
get
class,
certified
take this
somewhere else.
class. And you were successful in getting a job with us next year as a
Like a
lifeguard,
portion of it.
then we would reimburse you. Again, Berlin, only Berlin residents.
so this is just plain lifeguarding, right? Not any supervisor. So do you have a problem getting those kids?
We haven't had a problem getting my first one. The problem is the supervisors, but we're hoping that as we get the younger kids, I'm trying to hire a lot of younger kids. So these kids are not getting a lot of hours, but they're getting the experience so that as they get older, we can put them in a supervisor position.
And to get in the supervisor, they have to take that class.
No, there's no
They just
class,
have
they
the
just,
experience?
it's the experience.
Okay. So isn't that a great,
Experience and mature, yeah.
How long certification lasts?
2 years. And if we hire, if we hire them, we recertify them at no cost to them. So we cover
You
all
do,
their,
okay,
yeah,
so that's,
because they're gonna hire?
because they've already been hired. So
Oh.
we, our Matt, the aquatics director, will retrain them. He does it throughout the course of the summer. And then we pay all the bills through Red Cross. So they at least get that.
That's.
right, so they're not.
Yeah, forget what that is. Like 60.
So there's a benefit to working in Berlin because you're getting the recertification free of
Yeah.
charge.
I think it's good to promote some type of feeder program to encourage it. Again, it's small dollars. You know, I realize the budget, that's why I'll go to the town council and I'll ask. for-
Well, the problem is the council doesn't meet again until September, and so like, how can I,
Six.
There-
the
there's
class
no-
had already be started,
And there's
I'll
no,
call
and there's
the
no
mayor.
audience of
I'll call the mayor.
citizens.
there's no audience of citizens.
Yeah, I'll call the mayor and I will, I'll get it done.
Do you guys all think the 155, or do you think like soccer is do a portion of it?
I'd say.
Cause I think
100
there should be
100%.
some,
It's
there
smart.
should be some on the person, like, I want to do this, I wanna better myself and have the job, that's just my thinking though. I don't know, but I'm not a voting
I
member, so.
struggle getting referees.
What's the maximum number of people?
8.
So
Make more
12
money
or
than lifeguards. Some of the kids, I mean, some of the kids can pull down, depending on what level they're doing. But I mean, for an hour. They can get $45. Travel.
Yeah, I mean, we were fortunate this year, I got enough applications, and, you know, again, I hired a few extra, just to kind of build that, that base. And, you know, next year we could get one application and need more, I don't, you know, it's from year to year, you just never know.
Right.
So. And there's no guarantee if they take it, that they're gonna apply to us.
Right.
Because not everyone that's taken it previously has applied for a job in Putnam.
We're definitely just one.
they might
people
take a
next
job
year.
somewhere else. you know,
Right.
Some other town.
They won't turn anything around quick enough to get. two.
There's never, no.
Just one.
So how about, again, just for budget purposes, I talked to the mayor, I said maximum 8 people, that would be the max.
I'd have to put it in the budget for next year, yeah. Cause that would be when they would get reimbursed anyway.
Correct.
Yeah, so I don't think we need to ask the mayor, I think we can just.
Well, if you're gonna advertise it, you do.
Yeah, I want
Oh,
to be
yeah,
able to
we
go
need
out
to
and
put it in
say,
the budget, yeah.
so he's gonna have to do something to get it approved. And I know what he's gonna say. We'll cover it, I think he'll say, we'll cover it. We're not gonna change the budget right now because it's
Have to
too
be
early
changed.
and all that, so.
So it could reimburse
I-
them after
We'll
July
cover
1st.
it, we'll cover it.
Next year, so I'd have to put it in and they'd have to approve.
Yeah.
They have the opportunity.
Oh, I
to
see,
approve
for next
it.
July.
Cause we wouldn't have reimbursed them until they complete the summer next year, so. It would be the next
Or
budget.
higher,
Yeah.
right.
So I would have them complete the summer before I give them any.
Oh, you would? Oh, I thought if you're hired, I thought you'd get.
Well, you could hire and then quit in a week.
Yeah, just
Then
get
I'm
counted
not giving
that,
them any
you'll
money,
get a
yeah.
job somewhere else.
August of
I know.
2025.
So the mayor just needs to know that there's,
Close in August.
Right, So
there
that,
would just
so
be,
we would just put it in the next budget.
that there would be an additional 12
I want
in
him
the
to
budget.
approve that, I want him to support it, and that way we can publicize it now. So I'll give him a call tomorrow,
And part of the,
as long as you guys are okay with that.
as.
And again, we may decide, well, actually, we're gonna have to decide. I'm for 100%, $155 max.
Yeah, I think you need to vote on it if you're gonna be calling him there about it. Have an actual vote.
Okay, all right, thanks.
So if somebody can take a motion, that would not vote.
Sure, you want me to? So I'd like to make a motion that we, approach the town council to, put money in the budget for next year to reimburse any students that take a lifeguarding course through Berlin Red Cross lifeguarding and get, and ends up with employment for the town of Berlin.
A max of $155.
Up to 8, right? Up to eight.
It must be a Berlin resident, it's $155.
It's only 8 though. It has to be maxed out at 8.
That's the most we can take in this
So
class.
fine. Put 8 in there too.
Yeah.
Second, Christina, okay, Greg, second, all in favor, aye.
So when, if everything gets approved, then when you advertise it, it also might be good to mention the fact that once they get certified and employed, they also get free recertification. If you want to leverage that.
Not necessarily.
Right, they get that if they stay with us.
Yeah.
We'll explain
It's
that
not
when they come
necessary
in
to-
and get hired.
We're not
then in a
using-
couple of
yeah.
years.
They still gotta get the job.
Yeah.
Still gotta get
Well,
their
so when they get-
certificate
You're
job.
talking way down the line, yeah.
But everybody knows when they come back and they do that 2-year certificate, they know they're covered.
We tell them right at the get-go that they'll get recertified.
You're quite make sure they're. Okay, all right, and Kim's going well.
It's been hot, yeah. It's good. Yep. 51 weeks a day.
Who's counting?
I am. It's a long, it's a tough,
It's been,
for the summer.
it's been tough this summer. The
It's tough.
weather's been awful.
Their heat waves.
There's just a lot, and we do, it's not just camp, we do a lot of camps, we skywalks, and there's a lot going,
Yeah.
so, there's a lot. And I run around with everybody.
She goes back bright red, dripping with sweat. It's
I
hot
don't
out.
get lunch,
so good
I don't,
for her,
It's rough.
I don't get lunch,
It's
like-
definitely rough.
It's constant doing stuff, yes. No big deal.
Driving the time first.
You just drive town.
That's not my choice, I'd rather drive my own.
It's not.
I'm forced to drive my own car. That took 2 days for them to approve me to put gas in it, that was, the alarm was going off and low on gas. And then I couldn't put gas in it for 2 days.
You couldn't you get?
No, I couldn't, but
No,
the thing locked me, the pump locked me out of the garage. So I could not.
Okay. All right, any other questions for that? All set?
You're doing a great job. No, seriously.
That
it's-
does a great job,
Yeah.
they're the ones out in it all day long. Yeah. They don't get the credit. Get yelled at, sworn at. but they don't get
Because of the
credit.
parents? The
Well,
parents are the ones that
Well,
are
we had an
doing it?
issue at the pool where some patrons swore.
Were they children or parents?
They were senior
Adults and
citizens.
seniors.
Yes. No, I think your daughter was.
Yeah, she keeps telling me, Dad, you see anything on Facebook, there's a grown buzz about the pool, or people yelling at me?
So what was
And
the,
overall, you said actually she's enjoying
Seems to be,
the job,
yeah,
yeah,
that's good to come home. The other job. Always good, this job.
so proud of you and the staff.
Yeah, this, I mean, Matt, my aquatic director, he's great, he's out there all the time. And you know, he's good, he handles things, but yeah, there was a situation with lightning. They cleared the pool and, you know, there was, I don't know if you remember, about maybe 3 weeks ago, there was a tornado and a thunderstorm.
Yeah, yeah.
And they cleared the pool, but thunder and,
That's the rule.
well,
We do it for soccer.
and then
30
we also asked them to clear the deck, because you don't
sure.
wanna, and that, you know, people don't wanna do that, they think they can sit out on the deck and.
And that got them going.
Yeah, because someone from the public actually came in the next
That's it.
day and told us they were there and that those
Two old ladies
adults
were
were
screaming.
screaming and swearing at the
Swearing.
staff. So
She
it wasn't
came and
even,
said
it wasn't
something.
even the staff telling me, although I did know that they did tell me that from the crowd, but someone from the public came in.
And even the woman from the
Good.
public,
It's good.
the woman from the public couldn't have been nicer. She's like, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't hear the thunder, but they told me they heard it, so I got out. By the time I got to my car, I heard the thunder.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, some of the old seniors couldn't hear it anyways.
Like 15, 20 minutes, it's 30.
It's 30
30
minutes,
minutes,
which
30 minutes extra thunder.
is the National
Yeah,
Light Media
yeah,
Institute
right,
right,
said
right.
that, and they were arguing it was only 15, it's never been 30, it's always been 15. I mean,
And the golf course has the same
it's
rule.
always
Yeah.
30, it's
sports
always
is
been
the
30.
same.
So it was not, you know, it was a Sunday, it was,
Probably not.
it doesn't matter. It's a seat.
It was the day there was a tornado watch, like,
Yeah.
why are you even at the pools?
Yeah, Arosh had contacted me for some numbers, because I guess he was approached by the mayor, and our numbers were actually ahead of where we were, last year, attendance, so. And I looked quickly, our sales for pool tags are up from last year, so not sure why people thought there wasn't a lot of attendance at the pool, but.
Well, I know on Facebook, there've been a lot of comments, and then the town put out what we asked the council to do.
Oh, yeah.
And they put the summary of what we plan to do with the warrant on all the pages, I saw that go up.
It's
That
not.
was-
We're on
I was
vacation.
on vacation and I
Yeah,
had
so I don't know who put it
Yeah,
out,
I
but
think Arosh asked me.
Yeah.
And I think it's like.
And I
it
figured
goes in
that came from
spurts,
the
you know?
mayor.
Yeah.
It's, the hot weather, where everyone thinks that's an ideal time to go. People were complaining that the water was too warm. It
Yeah,
wasn't
it is.
refreshing,
they
so-
have, it's like that.
So people did, so like, you know, you think, and to be out, we had that one covered pavilion area, but other than that, first of all, there's no shade.
Yeah.
So like, you know, to be out in that beating sun, if you're not going in the water to like necessarily cool down, if it's so warm, it's not refreshing, so like why? I could see where people maybe wouldn't want to go, but again, our numbers are, you know, better than last year at this time, so.
Yeah, good.
And
Okay, great. Speaking of a poll, August sixth, the town council is setting a, special type of meeting for the town council. So it will be a working session for them as we understand it. And it will be on the Community and Senior Center. It's Tuesday, August sixth, 6 p.m. There's no audience of citizens, public obviously can attend, zoom in and listen in, but it will be the working session of the council. There's no agenda yet, it won't be out till that Friday before, but I guess it's to decide what they as council want to do with what they receive from us, a statement of need, or maybe something else.
As well as the previous statement, as well as the previous report that the committee 2 years ago put together.
So the
I'll
council
have to
got
submit that.
that report, they didn't get the previous architects.
All I was asked to provide to Kate was the previous report that the committee did 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And she's giving them that plus Brian's report and
Right.
that's it.
So August sixth, it'll be, you know, might be an interesting meeting to listen in.
So what,
I'll be there.
so what is the process like? So what did the finance committee, they have to say anything about it, or they just?
Hasn't
So
even
this
gone
is
to
just the council, so
Hasn't even gone to them.
you know, I'm sure maybe each party will discuss it with their finance people, maybe part of that will be part of their discussion, like, wow, we don't think we can afford, or we think we can afford this. I would hope they have some thoughts that come out during this meeting, since it's a work session. Finance has to go into it, needs. Maybe the why, I don't know, you know, maybe they've done something with why, I don't know.
So we don't know if they had a meeting with the one.
I don't know, we don't know, but. Again, it's a working session. Kind of understand it, it'd be nice for them be able to have a working session amongst the 6 or 7 of them without any interference. I did talk to Kate Wall, because I said I'd never heard of such a meeting where private citizens can't speak. She said, well, that's what they wanted to do, and so my sense is that the town attorney has said, you can do this, you know, it's okay. And, you know, if there's no new information for the audience to bring forward, I think they've heard a lot, then it's good for them to be able to discuss it. So I think it'll be worthwhile to get some direction. So August 16th. So Newington, $12 million, so just think $12 million, wouldn't that be nice to put towards a community senior center? Or a year-round indoor pool, a lot of money. If you take the pool out of a, say, $40 to $50 million for a community senior center. If the pool is $20 million, and Newington thinks they should spend $12 million on their pool complex.
That's also, I've been on closing it.
Wouldn't it be nice to put that towards ours? Yeah. Just a thought. Okay. All right. Okay, Crystal Creek usage.
Yeah, I mean, I attached it per Donna's request. I don't know what questions are on. Debbie and I are able to answer if you guys have them.
Well, so there was nothing, I asked Jim before that, I said, is there anything new on that? This is just the more of the policy, no changes, no addition.
Right, so the question came up, you know, there was the concert that they had, this was private or?
Yeah.
They had.
You can direct the questions to me, 'cause I-
Yeah, that's why we're waiting for the
Yeah,
start.
that's fine, yeah.
So they had the concert there, so we didn't know that they were gonna have a concert, we didn't know, usually we're involved in everything, someone has a walk there and, you know, we're involved in it. So we didn't know if we were supposed to have known or not supposed to have known, that's why this.
No, it was a rental, I don't tell you all the rentals that we have up there, because it's like a community center, I don't tell you all the rentals.
Right, because we told you not
It
to.
could be great, I mean, if you want me to, I could, but I don't, we rent it for birthday parties and we rent it for baby showers, and if there's no alcohol or sales involved, it's just a rental, which this was.
So they paid us.
They paid, yep, they paid for the facility, they paid for the staff. Jen was at kind of all emails, they didn't sell anything, they limited the tickets to, they were telling me 50 to like the Manzi Foundation, because that's who it was for, plus 50 to their business. We notified the police that this was happening. If, you know, they felt that they should put an officer out there, we told the company that they would be responsible for the cost, that did not happen. But other than that, it was just a rental of the facility, so there was.
So was there enough parking, I'm guessing, for people that used Crystal Creek?
Oh, it was at night, there's 153 parking spaces, I think.
153 or 135, something like
Yeah.
that, so.
So it was,
When they limited it to, on the site, they said 100.
they told us 100 people.
Yeah.
Like I said, how are you gonna, you know, like control people coming in, and they said, no, it was gonna be
Right.
limited, so.
The reason we bring the walks to the commission, because we've done a couple of those on the
Yeah.
trails. There is no rental policy for the trails. It's public, so we can't shut it down. It's just like if somebody wanted to do something like the bike race that they do at Hatchery Brook goes through Conservation Commission. There's no rental process involved, but we like to have them come and explain what they're looking to do to make sure that you guys are aware, and if there's any concerns, such as, oh, they're having the DJ, well, let's make sure we have an electrical for them. If the number hits 100, let's make sure we let the PD know. But Crystal Creek being a bill, it's just a rental.
I think what happened here was that, just that particular week, as the event was progressing, the advertising started coming out. And so people were talking a lot about it, and when you looked at the advertising, it seemed like a large event, like they said they're doing a band, it's local, they got food trucks, you know, all of this stuff, and I think that's where how come we didn't know about it, because my wife comes home and was like, hey, did you hear there's a massive concert that?
And I saw no advertising for it, so.
I saw,
Yeah,
well,
it was on
I mean, it was, must be like the pickle festival. right?
Well-
You get information
well-
from a group, like I have all the email exchanges from her that does not
Well,
does not
so,
lead to any of that, then all this, but I don't, it didn't turn into that from what I understand,
No,
but,
it
Right.
but I mean, I have all my emails.
And the
It didn't
tickets
seem
were
to look
limited,
at-
because I saw the post on the Buzz and I went in, I was like, oh, let me try and get 50 tickets, because you told me it was maxed out, I couldn't get 50 tickets.
Right.
Let me try and
They
get
have
40, I
control.
couldn't get 40.
Yeah.
and it was not, so the advertising didn't match the event.
Yeah.
Because I went through before and after, because I happened to be going to dinner at Red Fox.
Oh.
And go,
Perfect.
So I
Just
go
got-
through,
Did they have food
there was-
trucks?
yes, there
Yeah.
were 2 trucks.
But they they paid for everything, no one bought anything.
At 6 o'clock, there was
They
nobody
provided
there.
for free.
At 8:30, there were people, but it wasn't crazy.
Yeah.
Couldn't hear the band. There was like 2 people in line at the food truck. I said, wow, this is really
It
a
was
small
less than
event.
100
Yeah.
people there.
But
So where we rent out and they have food trucks, so the health district, they control getting the health district there for the food trucks, is Red Food Trucks?
No,
No,
if they're not
no.
selling, we don't, no, because we've had like people get.
As long as the
trucks,
food
so-
trucks have vendor permits, they're fine. But like,
From the town, the
Yeah.
vendor permit from the town.
yeah,
So they had,
we have no,
they had to
we
get
have
that.
no issue with the health department when we have food trucks.
Oh, okay.
Because if here's $1,000, you're gonna come to my event, you're not gonna charge the customers because I'm paying you. So therefore, there's no charge on the fee, which based on the town ordinance, doesn't need approval.
the trucks are inspected already. They have their annual
Right.
license. So-
And it's the same thing that Social News Services did an event there and they had Al Pipkin come. They paid Al Pipkin, so Al didn't have to charge all the customers and they didn't have to go through the process of getting
Right,
approval.
so technically, there was no selling on town property.
Right.
Because they were providing the service
That was
for
part
the
of your-
participants.
It was a free ticket.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah,
It was-
that's what it was, they get so much money, the woman explained to me that they get X amount of dollars to put back into the community, they did a pumpkin event. The social community services last October, so it's just to provide free, a free event or free activities for the public, that's part of what they're.
So the vendor permit that the food trucks need though, this foundation, they would have taken care of that. That's not part of your.
So the food
They don't have to get it.
They don't have to get it
Right, the
because,
food
Oh,
truck.
there's no, there is a vendor.
So
They have-
the truck, the
If
truck
they're
gets inspected,
selling on site, then they're not.
yeah, they're
They're,
not selling.
they're a vendor, we're like, they're paying them.
No, but the food truck is selling. They're selling it to the foundation. The foundation's paying the food truck.
It's,
Well, that's.
yeah, so they're not selling to the general public.
No, they're
Dollar
not.
hamburger, dollar
Right,
Coke, that
right.
sort of thing, so you don't have to get
Right.
anything else.
So there's no permit required for.
They
so
have a
anybody could-
license that is good for a year, maybe?
Yeah.
Just like you could have a
Yeah.
food truck at your house.
Right.
And not require a vendor. permit.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
It's the same thing as setting up a
Gotcha,
grill at
gotcha.
a place and
Yeah.
cooking and just giving away the food.
So
Debbie
we have
Tubbs
some-
could come to my house in Meriden and I could park her in my driveway and pay her. She doesn't need a Meriden permit.
and if something should happen, food poisoning, whatever, the town's protected because they put up insurance. You know?
right, and that, well, no, they didn't, I asked the risk manager, and he said they did not provide, because the town is insured. I asked him also, so there, I covered all my bases.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering why the town would accept that liability. That's kind of crazy.
You have to ask the risk manager. I asked him, and that's what he said, they didn't need to provide it.
So at the Pickle Fest, they had all those trucks, every single one had to get inspected Saturday,
Yeah.
because they were there selling
Selling.
food all day.
But how about getting a license from the town?
So they're not going on public streets.
Right,
Private,
Right.
private property essentially.
Private property,
Right.
you know, but they're still selling to the public, so they gotta get the health department to sign off. When he has an issue like this refrigerator truck, he says he has to wait 7 days for people to turn up and get sick. He says, he walks around and pins people.
I have no idea.
Get
I asked
sick,
him
get
if
sick,
they
look
could
at me.
provide it, and he said no, town's insured. Steve Wozniak. So, I asked,
I'm just surprised, right? Okay. All right.
cause I was concerned with the band, if they, like what power stored, how much power did they need, could we accommodate it? The facilities department cleared all of it, we marked the building, the only plug that they could use, I mean, I went through everything.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Okay, this is good. So. I don't have this, so this is just
So those
Crystal
were-
Creek, or you just,
No, so when Jim Capides was here, Denise asked he and I to sit down and develop this plan, which is what we did, so that's, I mean, other than a few tweaks, this has been in place since he was,
yeah, that's
since
okay.
he worked with us. And, you know, he took a lot of the, you know, the language and verbiage from like West Hartford.
This kind of matches the other parks as well, like, you know, should we
A little
just,
similar, I think it's Jim was,
just make sure it's similar,
I'm
but,
pretty sure Jim was involved with a lot of the other ones too, so.
I mean, they all should be the same.
Well, no, because
Well,
that's a
different-
building
different
versus an open field.
Yeah, no, park, like,
Timberland,
Timberland Park, you know, I mean, it should be, we're doing it, right, our policy should be the same, 75%, blah, blah, blah.
well, that's the same.
No, because they can do the, well,
Non-civic
to
groups.
be considered a resident, or else there's,
I know.
or else we let non-residents in, they just pay a higher rate.
Yeah, that's
We
the same
don't
thing.
exclude them, they just pay a higher fee.
Pavilions, we just
Guys,
have.
all I'm
the two
saying
rates.
is. We have Timberland Park, we have Pistol Creek, we have all these, you know, other parks. Whatever our policies are, they should be standard, that's all I'm saying. Unless there's something unique, maybe there is something unique. So this one's Pistol Creek, I don't have any of the Timberland Park, I don't have that policy in front of me. I'm just saying, I would expect this to be standard, that's all. You might
I
just
would,
wanna take
I
a
would
look.
think for the things that were standard, they'd be standardized, but there could be something,
Right. pavilions
Pistol
different
Creek
from a
and-
building.
yeah, unique, so I think
Yeah.
that's in there, right? But there should be, I think I think I saw one for Timberland where it was.
We do,
Yeah,
we do,
yeah.
we do.
Well, it's either you're a resident and you rent it, or you're not resident, this is a little bit different because it does go into like who can be rented and what fees apply. Because some fees are waived, but if you're renting Timberland, well, if you're Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, you don't pay, or you're either a resident or not.
I'm just throwing that out there, you might, at some point, you might wanna go through and standard, you know, make sure that there's students, except for the uniqueness of each problem. Policy. Okay,
Be good.
any other questions on Pistol Creek? No, okay,
So do you wanna know like every rental in the future?
I think it'd
or-
be, not that we need to bring it up in a meeting, but maybe just throw out, hey, there's gonna be a concert at Pistol Creek, it's rented or something. You know, a concert, because we've talked about concerts, it was, so I think that's,
Other than the ones that come to you, like we have the one in September, they came for alcohol already.
right, we've already
So,
talked about.
so that was also,
Right,
so anything new.
right.
Just wanna make
But
sure
we
I'm
can
following
move
what you
forward
guys
with the
want.
rental if it does not need approval. Because otherwise, if we have to bring it to you, all of a sudden, somebody only comes us 2 weeks
That's all,
ahead of
that's what
time.
we're saying.
I don't wanna
No, you
not grant them the rental
We don't wanna
because you
slow
guys wanna
anything
hear.
down.
Yeah, no, don't make any changes other than just, you know, if there's gonna be something like this particular event. Seemed like it was gonna be a large event based on the advertising. So if you see something like that. Let us know.
And even if we don't have a meeting before that event, we can just shoot an email like,
Yeah,
hey,
it's
just a
just
heads up,
FYI,
this is happening. Just a heads up,
As-
Pickle
as our
Festival is
policy.
taking over Sage Park.
just thought you might be interested, we're having a concert, or someone's having a concert there.
Right.
So,
Something like that.
did you have, okay.
I just wanted to make a motion to adjourn if everything's good.
Anything else anybody needs to bring up? Everything's good? Okay. Make a motion, second? Thank you, Christine. All in favor? Aye.
6:44, is that a record?
We're on